In ancient Egypt, the majestic pyramids cast shadows over the sands, and pharaohs wielded authority over the Nile's fertile banks. Cleopatra, the last queen of the Ptolemaic dynasty, came to power during a time of great turmoil and family conflict. She inherited a kingdom torn apart by internal disagreements and external threats. Born in 69 BCE, Cleopatra entered the world as a princess of Egypt, born to the union of Ptolemy the Thetan Aulet and Cleopatra Fiv Tryphena. Her family history was complex, with relatives often marrying each other to maintain control. This led to a web of family ties and power struggles within the Ptolemaic dynasty. Cleopatra's own family situation was complicated, as her mother, Cleopatra Fiv Tryphena, was her father's sister or half-sister, depending on historical accounts. These family complications created tension and rivalry among siblings, which heavily influenced Cleopatra's early life. As Cleopatra grew into her royal role, she found herself immersed in palace politics, ruling alongside her brother and husband, Ptolemy XIII. However, their partnership was far from smooth, with each trying to gain influence in the royal court. In this environment of constant political maneuvering, Cleopatra sharpened her negotiation and manipulation skills, navigating the tricky waters of power with cleverness and determination. Within the palace, alliances shifted frequently, with each group plotting to further their own interests. Cleopatra, always vigilant and watchful, moved cautiously through the political landscape, carefully strategizing to maintain her fragile hold on authority. Yet amidst the chaos of courtly rivalries, Cleopatra's ambitions reached beyond the palace walls. She envisioned a future where Egypt thrived under her leadership, not merely as a pawn in a power struggle, but as a strong and independent nation. Outside the palace, Egypt faced threats from all directions. To the north, the mighty Roman Empire loomed, its powerful armies ready to conquer any kingdom that resisted. To the south, the ancient kingdom of Nubia waited, poised to take advantage of any weakness. Within Egypt, discontent brewed among the people, weary of heavy taxes and forced military service in foreign wars. Meanwhile, in Rome, the heart of a vast empire, Julius Caesar emerged as a brilliant military strategist and statesman, reshaping the political landscape with his boundless ambition. With a mind sharp as a sword and a charisma that could sway the Senate and highest rulers in the land, his journey to the top was fueled by big dreams, as big as the empire he wanted to build. Julius Caesar's conquests were nothing short of legendary, marking him as one of history's greatest military leaders. His campaign spanned vast territories, reshaping the map of the ancient world and solidifying Rome's dominance over the Mediterranean region. One of Caesar's most notable conquests was his campaign in Gaul, modern-day France. From 58 to 50 BCE, Caesar led a series of military campaigns that brought the Celtic tribes of Gaul under Roman control. Despite facing fierce resistance from Gallic chieftains like Vercingetorix, Caesar's strategic brilliance and the discipline of his legions ultimately prevailed. The conquest of Gaul not only expanded Rome's territory, but also enriched it with vast resources and wealth. But Caesar didn't go it alone. He joined forces with Pompey the Great, a giant figure in Roman politics and warfare who commanded respect and fear from everyone. Pompey's popularity and influence in the Senate made him a major player in Roman politics. And let's not forget Marcus Licinius Crassus, a wealthy Roman general, a man who was so rich he could make kings jealous. His vast wealth and clever planning provided the financial support that fueled Caesar and Pompey's ambitions. Together, they formed the First Triumvirate, a trio that held Rome's fate in their hands. But as with any alliance forged in the fires of ambition, cracks started to show. Jealousy and competing goals started to tear them apart. As Caesar's influence grew stronger in Rome, Pompey found himself overshadowed by his former ally. Their once unbreakable bond began to weaken, torn apart by the weight of their own ambitions. And when Caesar dared to cross the Rubicon, defying the very laws of Rome itself, the die was cast. The stage was set for a clash of titans. After Julius Caesar crossed the Rubicon, defying the authority of the Roman Senate, he marched his army towards Rome, initiating a civil war. Pompey, alarmed by Caesar's actions, fled to Greece with his supporters, hoping to gather more forces to oppose Caesar's advance. Meanwhile, in Egypt, Cleopatra's brother and husband, Ptolemy XIII, sought Pompey's assistance in his own power struggle against Cleopatra. Pompey, seeking allies in his conflict with Caesar, agreed to support Ptolemy XIII and arrived in Egypt seeking refuge. Caesar, who was pursuing Pompey into Egypt after defeating him in the Battle of Pharsalus, arrived in Alexandria around 48 BCE. As fate would have it, Ptolemy's forces, upon hearing of the powerful Caesar's arrival in Alexandria to pursue Pompey, devised a plan to win Caesar's support against Cleopatra and present Pompey's head to Caesar as a token of goodwill, hoping to gain Caesar's support against Cleopatra. Caesar's involvement in Egyptian affairs deepened as he became embroiled in the internal politics of the kingdom, trying to mediate between Cleopatra and Ptolemy. Cleopatra found herself in a precarious position. As the rightful queen of Egypt, she faced fierce opposition from her own brother and husband, Ptolemy, who sought to undermine her authority at every turn. Desperate to secure her throne and seek assistance from Julius Caesar, Cleopatra devised a daring plan. She knew that openly approaching Caesar could be risky, as her brother's spies were everywhere. So Cleopatra hatched a clever scheme. She would smuggle herself into Caesar's presence in a way that would ensure complete secrecy and her safety. She had to find a way that would allow her to bypass her brother's spies' watchful eyes and gain an audience with Caesar without raising suspicion. She called upon her most trusted allies and tasked them with sourcing the most beautiful and delicate carpet in Alexandria. Under the cover of night, her emissary carried the carpet into Caesar's residence and presented the gift from the people of Egypt to the Roman emperor. As the carpet was unfolded before Caesar, Cleopatra emerged, revealing herself to the Roman emperor in a dramatic and unexpected fashion. Surprised, Caesar was caught off guard and left speechless, gazing at the beautiful and cunning queen. Her bold move not only caught Caesar's attention, but also showcased her resourcefulness and determination to reclaim her throne. The sources do not detail how the rest of the meeting unfolded. We can only speculate that Cleopatra's charm and magnetism played a part in persuading Caesar to support her cause. This secret meeting would set the stage for a crucial alliance and relationship that would shape history. Cleopatra gained a powerful ally in Caesar, whose military strength and political influence helped her to regain the throne and strengthen her rule in Egypt. Cleopatra's position within Egypt was further secured, as Caesar's support gave legitimacy to her claim to the throne and boosted her popularity among her people. With Caesar's backing, Cleopatra was able to establish her authority over her siblings and stabilize her reign, bringing peace and safety to Egypt after years of turmoil. The relationship between two powerful rulers also led to the birth of their son, Caesarion,